Hi, Dougie Bird for Doug Betts Tackle World. Here with Stuart Grice. How you going, Stuart?
Yeah, good, Dougie. How are you, mate?
Great, because we fished together again, mate. Been a long time.
We did, mate. It's been a long time, and who won? That was a tie.
We'll talk about it a bit later.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so we're here for the fishing report this weekend, the 29th and 30th of July 2023.
Yes.
Stuart, we have finally got a really good weekend of weather coming up.
Mate, we were really fortunate. A couple of months ago, we had weekend after weekend after weekend, and then it's kind of gone from 0 to 100 real bad.
That's
and now
right.
it's back. It's
Yeah,
good weather again.
It is. So, we've done our 35 knots of wind this week, 43 at Cape Morton a couple of days there.
Yeah.
But it is dropping off to, I think, Saturday is 5 to 8 knots from the west, predominantly west. And then with a bit of north in it, and then it goes around a bit northeast, and then Sunday it gets up to around about, I think, 8 or 10 knots northeast in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyhow, the wind's under 10 knots, supposedly, and that was, when I done that on windy, it was actually around about 200 metre deep area.
Yeah, so out wide.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Swell's dropping off as well. It was 3 metres a couple of days ago. Now it's dropped back to about 1 metre.
Yeah.
And dropping back even a bit more over the weekend, apparently. The water is super clear. It's nice temperature for a lot of species.
Yeah.
And so the weather's great. And we've got a great moon phase bite, but we've got a good time bite, which is so Saturday, I think hot bite 7 to 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
And Sunday's 8 to 10. And you've got a minor bite in the afternoon around 12:30 to 2.
Yeah.
So you can nearly fish most of the day. Yeah, and just leading up to the full moon.
Perfect.
Which means in close on the reefs.
Mate.
Let's do it.
Tuskies.
Yep, Tuskies.
All that bottom demersal stuff. We are still currently in a snapper and pearl perch closure. However, you can still fish and you can still catch all the other stuff that swim with them.
Yes.
And Dougie, these ball jigs, mate, they catch everything. They do catch snapper and pearlies as well.
We
but
show this all the time. And
we're not targeting them.
no, we're not snapper and pearls. They're catching the bycatch, so we throw them back.
Yeah.
Until next month on the 15th, and it reopens.
Yeah.
Squid tracks, Stu.
Squid tracks,
you love
mate,
those.
yeah.
We've got a whole range in again. Everything
Just
they
that
stock we
small
make.
size.
Everything they make, we stock. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but in close, that's the sort of size we're going to be using.
Yeah. And Dougie, just while we're on that, it's a different rod and a different action for that stuff.
It is, mate. Yeah, it's a lot lighter. So we actually do up little combos here, like this type of thing here. This is actually Genpoo or Genpoo. What's what you pronounce it actually? And very, very light tip rod, if you can see that.
Yeah.
And they're slow pitch style jigging, and very, very good little tip, and they just jump
Smash
on.
it. They love
and you'll
it.
catch every species that you didn't even know about existed off the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Because they all jump on.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of nice eating fish, by the way.
Yeah.
And great fun, and very easy to do. And kids can do it as well. It's quite easy.
Yeah.
We just slowly wind the lure up.
Yeah.
Sort of 10 metres off the bottom, drop it down again.
Yep.
So in close, that's the go. The other thing to do in close is cobias. So lots of big cobia around Stu.
Yep. There has been.
Full moon coming up, Jewies, Mulloway.
Definitely.
So I would be definitely putting some liveys out. Get your live baits, put your liveys out in the morning, and just drift the 18 to 24 fathoms, the 20 fathom reefs. And while you're waiting for your big ones to go off, you just drop these little jigs down and just have a bit of a play. That's what I'll be doing.
Yeah.
The other thing to do is there's still being Spanish mackerel, spotted mackerel, doggy mackerel caught.
Yeah.
So we've caught them this time of the year over many years in July, even August maybe, The water temp's 20 degrees, very cold. But it may be worth having a shot trolling some pillies around, slow trolling baits.
Yep.
Or putting live baits out and slow trolling. Maybe Mermaid Reef, maybe 12 and 18 fathom reefs out the front of the seaway, maybe Focus Reef, and maybe even Gravel Patch.
Yep.
Give that a crack.
Yeah.
Something different. Give it a go. The weather's beautiful, so.
So there's not going to be a lot of boats doing it either. So you
No,
should,
that's right.
Yeah.
If there's any fish around, you might snag them.
Yep.
Yeah. And in Mulloway in the afternoon, got good tides for the Jewies at night. Could be worth a crack if the swell's not too bad.
Yeah.
Be careful of the swell though.
Yeah.
So that's in close. Out further, Stewie, the 36 and 50 fathom reefs, the dolphin fish will be on the faz still.
Definitely. Yeah.
Amazing.
Last couple of years we've seen them all year.
That's right.
And predominantly float line and half pillies this time of year. But
Doing the same again this year.
yeah.
So light line, half pillies, throw out a few pillies as burley, I made half a pilly, and about 30 pound fluorocarbon leader.
Yep.
Check the leader because they've got little raspy teeth. They'll rasp it off every fish you catch. So really tie. But yeah, there's plenty there around the fads, at most the fads that I know of.
Yeah.
And the 50,000 fads are a little bit bigger fish.
Yeah.
Trying to be bigger.
And I think out of all that, Dougie, the most important thing you said was unweighted. So no sinker at all. You want that natural sink.
Yep.
Dump a whole heap of line out and put it in the rod holder, and when it's tight, you got one.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's the go. Other thing at wider stew is kingies and amberjack. So obviously you can fish a lot with live baits out there as well.
Yeah.
And target them, but jigging, I love jigging, Stu. You love jigging, I love jigging.
I love jigging. I haven't seen you jig too much. You're more of a button pusher, mate, on the
that's
electric.
a bit deeper, mate. But 100 metres is not too bad. So this is the type of jigs we're using. We're using longer jigs, so they're a bit more faster action and getting the rhythm right. Jig it up and drop back down again. And the kingies and amberjack to smash your lines. Stu, you will get on slow pitch jigs. We haven't got any here, but they're a bit shorter jigs.
Yeah, a bit easier to use, like this type of style.
Like this sort of style, a little bit shorter, fatter type, different shape on one side, so they shoot down, then they'll sort of flutter when they flip over. They work really well, and in that sort of 150 to 100 to about 200 grams actually, the flutter jigs.
Yeah.
In the longer ones, we're using around about 180 to about 300.
Yeah, yeah. And Dougie, when you're using this long style jig, mate, it's got two eyes on there. Do you put the hooks on the top or the bottom?
I put them on the top, and unless I'm slow pitch jigging, I'd put them on both maybe, but high speed never on the bottom.
And why is that?
Because it hooks up on your line, and you got to bring it all the way up 100 metres. Unless you just want to into health, if you want to get healthy, you could probably do it. Because you've got to wind up and fight the lure all the way back to the boat.
Yeah.
But no, you just put it at the top, so the hook hooks up and it slides off. Hooks up and slides off every time you jig it up. Because it will go like that in the water and shoot away every time you do the jig up.
Yeah.
That's the action. Yeah. So, sure, good point. But out in the deep water, in that sort of 500 metres, which we're going to go to now, so we're going a bit further, guys. We're out in that sort of, this weekend is the deep drop weekend.
The deep drop weekend?
Well, it is. You've got like 10 knots of wind, and you've got pretty good bite times in the morning, plus you get afternoon bite time, just after lunch. And the current's about 1.2 knots to the south, which the fish really like. They like that little bit of current.
Yep.
And when there's no wind, you jig.
You jig.
Yeah, you jig.
With big jigs, we're talking 560 grams, 720 gram, 880 gram, up to a kilo. We've got them all. And Dougie, with these ones, mate, you put hooks on the top, you put them on the bottom. If there was one in the middle, I'd put them in the middle too.
That's right.
More hooks the better.
More hooks the better.
Yeah.
So that one there is so the T-bag, straight up and down, and drop it back down again and T-bag it without even doing anything. So the lure's not going to hook up. Or you can just sort of slow pitch jig it and just work it up the column, maybe 30, 40 metres off the bottom. Try and drop back down again. The fish out in the deep water in that 300 metre line, they can be 50 metres deep on the bottom. So all the bait's in there and it's squid wherever they are.
Yeah.
And actually, talking about squid at the moment, and we've done it ourselves at there in the last couple of trips, but a lot of big arrow squid, these things are like 3 times the size of the arrow squid we get in the broadwater. Their body probably 50 centimetres, but the thickness goes about 10-fold. So they're chunky. They're at least a kilo in weight. And they'll grab your jig at 300 metres deep. You think you've got hooked up on the bottom. I hooked up on the jig on the sort of line, and then you slowly work it up, and then you get it, and it's a big squid.
Yeah.
They're well hooked, not always. They don't fall off.
No. Dougie, if you're more into electric fishing.
Oh, this is my style, Stewie.
This is yours.
Okay. So this is sort of rig we use on the flamies and kingies, that sort of stuff, out in that sort of 250 metre mark, 280 metre mark.
Yeah.
Quite a heavy hook, 130 pound UV leader.
Yeah.
And then out the bit deeper water, Stew, when we're chasing those bar cod and stuff like that. You get bar cod in the other one too, by the way. Yeah. This is 200 pound leader, so it's a bit heavier, a bit bigger hooks, bigger everything.
Yeah.
That's the sort of stuff we're using, and it works really, really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely look at maybe going up, Stew, around about that off Point Lookout area. Tweed's been fishing really good too, south of Tweed. Yeah. Obviously, if you go out from the Tweed River, I don't know the rule and jurisdiction here, but but you could go out and chase snapper and pearls down there because the band's not in. Yeah. Don't know about coming out of the border though. That's a real weird one, that one. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. Some fisheries can tell us that one. Yeah. Stu, so I'll add a bit wider too. If you're out in that deep drop area where we go deep dropping, there's been the yellowfin tuna starting to show up. Like, they always show up around September, late August to about October. There's already been a few caught, and a lot of striped marlin as well. Yeah. Odd blue marlin. So The blue marlin, they could just be there. They could rock up in numbers and get 10 or 15 in a day. You know, it's like trucks stopping off for get something to
Yeah, we're
eat
just
and
on the
drink.
highway.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Highway South. So so good luck if you get it there and have a bit of a troll around on Saturday. I think the Game Club's got a their day on Saturday. So if you're in the Gold Coast Game Fish Club or looking at joining it, Saturday's a good get together day.
Yep.
They're having a few drinks afterwards about 4:30 at the clubhouse at Runaway Bay Marina there.
Yep.
Okay, talking about inshore now, Stu. Oh,
Inshore.
one more thing. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Spanner crabs. Okay, this is the type of weather for spanner crabs. Not much wind, no wind. Not much current, and this is the time of the year they really start to kick in.
Yeah.
So around late winter. So maybe the spanner crabs will go Q1, I think about 48, 52 metres east of Q1 building, and maybe off the seaway or a little bit north of the seaway, try around about 54 to 56 metres.
Yeah.
Or look for the crabbers.
Yep.
But the crabbers don't work on the weekend.
No.
Okay. Inside now. We'll go inside. Stu, jumping pin. Okay, so we went fishing up jumping pin, Stu and I, a couple of days ago, just sort of looking around. And we caught a few. Mine were a bit bigger than Stewie's. We caught the same amount actually, but I smashed him on size, of course. It's the fourth winning in a row. Although we did get the same amount of fish, Stu.
Yeah, we
I'll
did.
Give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But I won't say how many fish we caught. I won't say the size we caught because we had a comp on Saturday and we don't want our opposition to know about it.
But you know what? The funny thing is, I took Liam, your son, the day before, and
Oh.
he said, Stewie, you are so much better fisherman than my dad. Like, there's rhyme, there's rhythm, there's reason. Why are you fishing here? And I said, it's because there's bait there, there's birds there, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, we'd just like run aground, hit the bank and just start fishing so we didn't look like we ran aground.
People that say nice things to get along on free ride on boats, Stu. Okay, that's the way it is.
Taking a page out of your book, mate.
Okay,
Anyway,
so the flatties
we caught a few fish both days. We can't say too much.
but the flatties
No,
are
right.
definitely on
Yeah.
in the jumping pin area. We're going to start jumping area. So,
Yep.
look, we'll let a couple of secrets out. So Wally's gutter.
Wally's gutter's been good. Top end of tiger mullet.
Ooh, be careful. Okay.
Tread lightly. Ooh.
But yeah, they're sort of getting to the eastern side of the main area. We said a month ago they were up around about Cabbage Street. Then we said they're in the middle areas of Tiger Mullet and Jacobswell Channel.
Yeah.
They are getting more east.
They are.
Okay.
Definitely.
And good tides this weekend in the late afternoon. It's like high about 4 o'clock.
Yep.
Sunday morning you might just scrape the edge of the first outgoing tide. It's high tide about
Yep.
5:30, I think. It'll still be dark.
Yep.
So you've got to wait till Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week to get those good tides, which is not bad weather next week too, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
If you want to get the luxury going during the week.
Yep.
But this weekend it's going to be a really good tide run out. I love the run out tide for flatties down at the bottom, and the first to run into a great time to fish as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. So have a look in those areas we said, see how you go, and good luck for those fishing the comp as well.
Yeah, that's it. And Dougie, we'll let the other cat out of the bag, mate. Lure size, Dougie. Lure size is definitely small. You
Yep.
can catch big fish on small lures.
Hopefully not too many of our competitors are watching this
Yeah, that's
report.
right. Probably most of them. So Little McCarthy's, Dougie, we caught a few on these.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, they work quite well.
Just the action's really good.
Yeah, little vibes. Little vibes catch big fish.
So you just can't help but throw vibes.
Yeah, I like vibes.
Yeah.
They work very well. And
And your second favourite, prawn?
probably a prawn style, mate. Yeah. So like this type of style, I'd even if they come rigged with that weedless hook, like a lot of them do, I'll take that weedless
Get
hook
rid of it.
straight out.
Yeah, that's it.
And what do I put in there? I put in a football jig head. One of these fellas, they're football in shape, and they always sit upwards. Wait. So hook up. Yeah, I know. That's bad.
That's because
The
your
ground
hand's
is-
intended.
Yeah, that's exactly
But you know,
right.
sand is intended too.
Yeah, well, no, they do. They always sit upwards.
No, guys, football jig heads say rock, and
We've been
these
using
are
them
made.
for ages.
We have these are made by the best, and the Gammon-Cassia hooks are so sharp that they actually just want to eat you.
Made by the best. I'm going to take that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
SG
That's it, mate.
tackle, and they are just an absolute winner. We got, I'd have to say, the top 20 teams or anglers in the Flatty Classic,
Yeah.
15 of them probably use football jiggers.
Yeah, I reckon they've already been in too.
Yeah, you're probably
Yeah.
right there too.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And that includes us, of course.
Yeah.
So guys, other than Taylor, So, Stu, we saw a few birds at Taylor working the other day, and they were
Yeah, we
annoying me at once on Saturday. They would
Yeah.
actually drive me crazy out there, trying to get flathead lure past the Taylor.
Yep.
They were quite thick around the northern side of Crusoe Island, heading down Crusoe, and on the tip of Short was they were everywhere there.
Yeah.
So they're in that area.
Yep.
Just have a look. You'll see the birds diving.
Yeah, spit in metals, Dougie, if you want to target them.
Yep.
It's the way to go.
Yep.
Having said that, like it's probably not a bad weekend to walk over the surf, Dougie, and have a look. Like small swell.
Yeah, you could probably actually cast something like that.
Yeah.
So how heavy are these things?
42
grams?
grams.
Yeah, 42 grams.
Yeah.
So that sort of thing there. They're also good for trolling as well behind the boat as well.
Yeah. Like I throw a lot of this type of stuff if I would park at the bedrooms and walk over in the surf. Even that big Rapala, like sometimes they're just eating those like seaguar and stuff like that in the gutters, and they're just massive fish, Dougie, and they won't eat that small profile. So we need to mix it up.
Yep. Stewie, okay, I will let the cat out of the bag. Well, first I'll show you this for the tailor. They're good too for trolling for tailor and casting. But trolling for flatties.
Yeah.
So trolling for flatties has been pretty productive at the moment as well. And once that tide gets up high, get right up on top of the banks, you need to have that sort of muddy, weedy, with a few sandy, blotchy patches in between it. That's the sort of stuff you're looking for. You want something that gets down around about 3 to 4 feet of water. Yeah. 5 foot of water, but something that gets down about 3 to 4 feet. Sort of just kicking the bottom a little bit.
Yeah.
Keep it small, and you'll catch you catch 90 centimetre fish on that little tiny lure all day long. Yeah. Micro mullets are even smaller. Yeah. And a lot of other lures are very small as well.
That little Rapala, Dougie.
Yeah,
on the little Rapalas.
Little jacks. They're great lure. This is a really good lure. Yeah. And they do a bit bigger version as well. Yeah. But trolling's great, and great for kids. Just hold the rod and it's just pump and bounce along. Please remember, if your rod tip stops bouncing, you've got weed and then you've got to pull it up.
Or a fish.
Or a fish, maybe.
Sometimes,
skip it on the top.
Yeah, that's right.
Kids don't realise. They put it in the rod hole and forget about it. Thanks. It's just a flatty getting dragged along on the boat. But yeah, take the weed off, throw it back out again. Yep. Don't run your lures more than about 15 metres behind the boat, because it's a pain in the backside having to wind that weed all the way back in again. Yeah. And sometimes it gets straight on there as soon as you hook it in the gear. Yeah. You're on again for weed. Yeah. But there's a lot of big flatties in amongst it. Yeah. Yep. Stewie, bent minnows casting in the flats, mate.
Casting in the flats, they've been really good. There's been a lot of fish very, very, very shallow. So like hanging on that side, on the edge of the bank, casting right up where the boat wouldn't float, and casting stuff obviously surface or things that don't dive very deep.
Some of your favourite areas too?
Look, Gold Bank's always a bit of a winner this time of year, Dougie.
Yeah,
last
Tank Bank.
First to run in. Yeah, Tank Bank, tip of Caruso.
Yeah.
In the lagoons up the pin.
Yeah, around like Pandanus Island.
Pandanus, not too bad. Yeah.
Near the bedroom there. That area. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So moving down, Dougie, now.
Yeah, move down. Yeah.
Broadwater.
So Broadwater. It's squid. This is a weekend for squid. 2 weeks ago, this weekend, same tides. Early morning high, run out tide. I just absolutely got a lot of squid, and the sizes get much bigger, and they're much easier to catch at the moment. The water's so clear, and there's no wind, so this is like squid weekend again. Yep. If you can't go ashore or up to the pin, you go to the Broadwater. Yep. Go out and you kayak, doesn't matter, you'll catch squid. Yep. Yeah, so you don't have to go far, like you go whole Western Channel from sort of, I don't know, Effort Island all the way to Gold Coast Bridge, Sundale Bridge, everyone on the west side. You got to actually about 3 metres of water though on the edge of the channel. Yep. And look for that, because the water's so clear, you can actually see the weed patches in the middle of the channel on the bottom and 4 metres deep. Yep. And you're just drifting over and casting on the bottom. Yeah. And squid jigs.
Jig wise, Dougie.
Yeah, this has been like, I've been smacked on that one. You might see it in a few of the photos we've posted. That's very good. White and red's been great. We've got that in a few different brands at the moment, but it's been a really good colour this year. If the squid are a little bit finicky, and you sometimes get and the bait fish is small around you, jumping around small, keep it small, keep the size really tiny, like that little fellow there. We've got even smaller squid jigs too, so match the hatch. But other areas are the eastern sort of main channel, particularly from the Gold Coast Bridge to about SeaWorld. And on both sides of the channel. Just be careful in the middle of the channel, pretty busy on weekends. You can do it during the week, but weekends, you get people get mad at you for sitting in the middle of the channel. But I still do it. But be careful. I wouldn't suggest it actually. So yeah, squid are good. I don't think the Broadwater, obviously flathead around Crab Island.
Yep.
The Browns Inlet. I'd definitely be going Browns Inlet.
Yeah, definitely.
On this weekend,
Yep.
and maybe anywhere from sort of.
I'll try along Courage.
Yeah, Courage is
Yep.
really good. Crab Island, the northern entrance to Browns Inlet, all the way down to Kooran Cove.
Yep.
That whole western channel there, western
Yeah.
side, or eastern side of western side of Straddie,
Yep.
eastern side of the Broadwater.
Yep.
Yeah, so that whole edge is a real great edge to cast and fish
Yeah.
for flatties and troll.
Yep.
There's always trolling on there.
Yep.
Give that a crack. And around Wasp Creek's really good, and the back of Rat Island's a great spot too.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give that a go as well.
Particularly good spot for like on that low tide. If you can get in there, you can get
Yep.
in there on the low tide actually, casting that type of stuff.
Yep.
But they eat little stuff in there as well, Dougie, like little
Yep.
paddle tails.
Yeah,
like,
little paddle tails
They
are good.
junkies have been good
Yep.
for us lately.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. But
Dyer product, great thing.
yeah.
And little gulp, all those little pumpkin seed ones,
Yep.
always been a go. And that also in the swimming mullet's a great colour too.
It is, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a go. So guys, when the tide drops, which it's going to do obviously this weekend, it drops every week, every day. But when it drops, it does. But when it drops and the water dissipates, and you get those estuaries, so if you can get into some of those bigger lagoons on the banks, and some do become landlocked, so be careful, you have to wait
Yeah.
for the tide to come back in. But sometimes they're 5 foot deep and half a K long.
Yeah.
And if you just troll around like a football field, there are so many flatties in
Or
those.
cast
Or
cast
cast.
plastics. You just
Cast
work around
plastics.
the edge of it.
Yep.
Oh,
And,
it gets, yeah.
yeah, great fishing. But if you can get to one that you can get in and out of, that's the honey hole
Yeah.
to look
Yeah.
for. Yeah, so casting or trolling, even using plastics in there as well. The football chickhead's really good.
Yep.
Okay, Stewie, that's probably about it for beach. Okay,
Yep.
beach fishing, like this weekend, it's got to be the tides for tail are perfect.
Mate. Yeah.
Yep. You've got swell dropping, you've got a bit of westerly wind. It's perfect for fishing the beach.
Yep.
I'd probably try even dart and bream and whiting during the day if you have some worms.
Yep.
And then switch to your tailor early morning and late afternoon.
Yep.
And give it a crack all the way down to Brunswick, all the way down.
Yep.
That'll be everywhere. Give it a go. And if you want to maybe fish the foreshore, I'd probably say off the jetties for squid, early morning, late afternoon
Yep.
on the high tide. The Grand,
The new
Aqua
one in
building.
Bunce Bay.
yeah,
over
Bunce
Spit.
Bay, yeah, and the Southport Pier. And maybe around the Southport Bridge, right? And probably off the Seaway Wall as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it bends around to the Broadwater, give that a crack
Yep.
on the high tide, first to run out. And I saw the boys, the old gentleman, I can't remember his name, Ray I think it is, fishing up at
Hens.
got
Yeah.
some good bass this week, they come back on again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that high sort of come through and
Yeah.
lifted up everything on the fishing scene again this week. And then when we went out, actually, it got too high. So a high can get too high, so the fish bite actually can become reverse again. So once it gets over about 1,034
Yeah.
or 32, I can't remember what it was, it goes into like before it gets into
Yeah.
that hot bite time. So it becomes bad fishing again, which we had a little bit shut down.
Yeah.
Went to how high?
Yeah. It was 1,036.
36 or
Yeah.
38, which is
Yeah.
right up there.
Yeah.
And they just switch off. It's like must be giving them mental
Yeah.
soreness. I don't know what it does. Anyhow, but it's come back to about 1,029 now. I think
Yeah.
1,030. So it's really good.
What page can we find that excuse on Dougie's fish excuses?
Yes, that's under Fishing Reminder.
Is it?
The app. Jump on there.
No,
It'll
your
show you.
excuse book, mate.
Oh, my excuse book. The
Yeah,
one.
what
The
page?
leaf I got to your page. That's it.
Whatever. And Dougie, mate, I see
Yes.
there's a couple of.
Oh, yes.
You've been slouching like normal, mate, over on this.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
mate, we've got a bit of a new Yeti product. There's a beautiful purple colour that
Oh,
probably
that-
suit you just to a T.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is going to be on sale from tomorrow,
Yeah. So limited colours.
Friday.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
And the whole range of drinkware we carried in.
Yep.
And it's the two new colours, so like the army green
Yep.
and the what do you call that one? Fuchsia? I don't know.
We'll just have a look.
Cosmic.
Cosmic lilac
Oh, very nice.
and G.I. Joe green. No,
it?
it's not. No. Camp green.
Camp green.
Camp green. Very nice. Perfect gift.
Yes. Anyhow, we've got the whole range here.
That's it.
Okay, guys. We'll catch you. Don't forget to follow us on our YouTube and Instagram pages, and you can learn lots off there. Tell your friends all about it as well. And good fishing on the weekend. Enjoy the good weather. Hope you do well. For those fishing the flatty comp on Saturday, go hard, guys. Good luck.
That's it.
It's a three series, isn't it?
Yeah.
Comp.
Yeah. Number
So,
one.
got to get
You
1
gotta
and 2
qualify.
combined score
Yeah.
to get into the 3.
Yep.
Third round final.
That's it.
Good luck, Stewie.
Thanks, mate. I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
See you out there. Thanks,
See ya.
guys. Bye.
Bye.